Vintage. Today we're gonna be playing a deck that I tried to play 2 days ago in the prelim and failed miserably because the lag was so bad that I couldn't even finish the first game, dropped and didn't get anything done. It's a deck list from Xerkuva, one that he hallucinated. It is neither really the traditional Broodscale deck nor the Eldrazi deck, but just a mix between them. You're trying to ramp but also threaten a combo at the same time. Traditionally, the Broodscale decks use Glaring Flash Raker as the backup plan to your Broodscale. The problem is that both of those creatures are 2/2, so if your opponent holds up a removal spell, they can kill both of them. I found that to be a little bit of an issue and not great. Emrakul, on the other hand, is vastly different than Broodscale. It's going to be probably able to win, it's going to probably be able to win games where your opponent can interact with the Broodscale but not necessarily kill you. Then you just, make land drops, Mycospawn for temples, and work your way towards Emrakul. So let's play. Oh, this hand is missing green. Besides missing green, it's good. So I propose keeping. I go Temple, Blade of the Bloodchief. Opponent plays Ajani after their Ocelot Pride. They make a token. I can't win anymore? Well, but what if my opponent does something else? Experimentally, I'll keep. Unfortunately, Saga cannot fetch a green source. The second blade is probably one of the worst draws. I'll still lead on the Eldrazi Temple. Nice, streaming again. I had to watch Hooligan and Netflix just to get my daily dosage of O kurwa. Daily dosage of O kurwa? Chat, do I say that often? I feel like you're making it seem like that's a common occurrence, while I reserve that for only the... No, stacja? Breach, kurde. I'm saving that for when it's appropriate. For sure, don't say it as often as you think it. Yeah. They chose Mox Opal. They banned Station and Breach, which is a interesting sign. Ale kulturalnie to co niejaki smrodek, no. Smrodowa. Oj, Mitku. Okay, baiting Mitek. Well, baiting. Making my opponent click on their might. They did not click on their might. Then I'll play the Soul Guide and exile Grinding Station. What my opponent did seems like a behavior from a person who is holding a breach in their hand and are just trying to combo next turn. That's also why they don't want to spend their might to keep their Metalcraft to get to 4 mana, have red, and play breach to threaten me. Hopefully they don't have a second station in their hand as well. Now, if my opponent plays a breach, and do I let them flashback the Rumble? It's a good question, and I don't know, but I think I will. Oh yeah, not all useless after game. If my opponent has another station, then I have to imagine that they do have a breach. Do have the Soul Guide Lantern though, so I can try to hit their win con. They mill it early. No, they don't have the breach, or they don't want to risk getting the win con hit. Alright, not that I do anything. I think my opponent doesn't really understand my deck. So cracking the mind, I mean, it makes some sense, I guess, because that means that, well, I guess maybe they're afraid of Ballista. Or some other card that I could play. A little bit weird to do that when I have the second blade, but also not crazy. If they do that after I already equipped, then I guess Broodscale gets a counter and I can make it infinitely big. Ale Krzysztof Krawczyk to jest Rizzler. Ja jestem ubogim człowiekiem. That said, Zerkuva said that I should have easy mulled my hand, and I actually can see that. As the hand is not so great, even though I did draw my green source, so makes sense to have mulliganed it. If I drew the green source immediately, it would be also not so great. What do I recommend to a player that wants to start learning Titan? I would recommend to download magiconline.com and start playing games. And if you are having doubts, then go to kanister_mtg/twitch.tv and ask questions and I'll answer most often. Okay, opponent doesn't even make me go through it, but we would have comboed next turn. Broodscale too good, yeah. Okay, so how do we board? We have to keep Karn, 2 Tor targets available. I think Vexing Bauble is gonna enter my deck. How does opponent know how to scoop? Well, I have the Broodscale in place, so they know they'll take infinite damage next turn, so perhaps that's why. I'll add Nature's Claims to my deck. And I'll cut something. Cavern of Souls not too bad against consigns. Name Eldrazi, play Broodscale. I would think that my role in the matchup is mostly to Emrakul them. So I wonder if I actually could trim on Broodscales. Bring in more hate. Like I could bring... Because Karn alone, Karn's passive is incredible, right? So I don't really need Karn to have much to grab. Let's say that Karn will have Coating. I'll just play towards Emrakul. She's not foolproof against Consign. But I think it would be maybe technically possible to go like this. Karn can grab EE for constructs, Coating for LD, Walking Ballista for late game, Tormod Crypt for immediate effect, and Pithing Needle if I want to. Alright, YOLO. Also Gemstone Caverns. But I want to draw, so it's actually good to have. How's the Jund Saga matchup? It's probably pretty good. I guess if my deck is casting Emrakul, then Jund Saga can play out the Ren and return their fetch land a few times and die to my Eldrazi. Unless Jund Saga is actually 4-color Giga Saga and splashes Consign to Memory, in which case I don't feel so strongly. This hand casts a turn 1 Kozilek's command and lets me scry 0 to draw a card and make 0 Eldrazi spawns, which I think I can do better. Also a Halfling against Consign, that's actually pretty nice. Actually pretty darn convenient. So I could put back a land, Boseiju, I guess. So I think the options are one of those four. If I put back a land, I want to put back probably the forest because I can just draw a green source turn 1, it's not unlikely, and then I have Boseiju in my hand. If I put back Rumble, I just get to keep Boseiju, and Boseiju is a good spell and a decent land. That sounds good to me. My turn 2 is a Kozilek's Commando. Can't get Emry with it, but can get Tamiya if it comes to that, and opponents indeed summons Tamiya and Emry, so the full crew is here. Kurde, jaki ten deck zapierdziela ten Bridgesowy. So I'll summon Forest and Halfling. Karn should be pretty good. Maybe I can try to take away their Delirium for Karn. That's probably a long shot. Hello, Mr. Streamer. Hello, Olsen 131. Welcome to the stream. Turn 1, play 6 permanents. True. That is true. And a top land, right? This is funny that like they play all of that, but also they play the top land. They didn't even take mana from there. Turn 1 play. Started playing Final Fantasy VI Pixel Remake. How is it? I played 10 minutes of 7 non-pixel remakes so far. I learned that it's actually kind of live action and not turn-based, but it kind of has turn-based elements in its combat, which slightly surprised me, but not sure if I'll play more of it. It seemed fine so far. Probably should give it a more thorough chance. Biała mana. Kurwa, no Bomblash replaying, the very strong play. Should consider hitting Urza's Saga with my Boseiju, as to have my Karn not be... Oh, she flipuje, that's good. It's good if they flip it, I don't actually care. Well, I can get a Rumble back, whatever, that doesn't interest me. Oh, that's good, that's even better. Might even better at dealing with Saga. They could cast a Rumble next turn, which in some scenarios will kill me, I can't do anything about it. I can play Might, kill this, and have a 0 cost commando available. I could get Consign on the Might. So let's lead on the Might, and if they Consign, I will actually kill the Saga because I want my card not to be contested by constructs. Seems important. O kurwa, jeszcze mi z replicatem pierdolnie, żeby na pewno. Maybe they'll get back the Consign with Tamiyo. I wouldn't mind that with Halfling in hand. Oh, I played only 10 minutes too. Music and stuff based by my Zoomer brain is a bit too fried to enjoy non-red text too much. True. And relatable. Such is the case for most of us at this point in history. Yes, let's stop. Lag be still here. Is it? I think it's pretty smooth. Or rather, it's been pretty smooth. I regret putting my time into this and not spending time with my family and friends instead. Well put. I agree with that, Olsen, as well. I think the Muraganda creatures from Eterdrift would vibe so much better if they were actually vanilla and they just had no text, like, at all. That would be, I think, just would fit them. Or, you know, just like very little text at the bottom, so it's visibly there is no abilities. But visually I can't even find them right now because yeah, I can't even find them. Oj, Breacha mi pierdolną. But there's no station just yet. Rumbling is coming. Flip, no station. Other mocks. Well, odds are probably on their side. What exactly makes this Broodscale list from the future? It's the fact that it's not the stock list, so it's a bit different. Therefore, from the future. But also, it's a list that will become stock once people will realize that it's a superior way to build a deck. Typically, that's the case. So I guess they do pass with consign. Lol, skipnęło mi turę. XD. XD. Well, should have not skipnęło my own turn. So let's double check that they returned. No, they actually returned Rumble with Tamiyo. Don't even have a consign for my Tormod scripts necessarily. Krypta Tormoda. A w tej krypcie pusty grób. Dominaria's most extravagant crypt nevertheless holds an empty grave. It's kind of interesting that this is the most extravagant crypt. Like, looks nice, don't get me wrong, but you know, most extravagant? IRL, we have what? Pyramids, Taj Mahal. I don't know if you could call them a crypt, though, I guess. Maybe they technically don't count as crypts. Might. I could crypt it away, but I don't think so. I don't think I care. Protecting from an all eat. Which I guess my opponent can force with the Tamiyo minus next turn. But we have the layer of protection from Kozilek's commando on top of that. Is good. What if I get the Stone Brian? Ah, I can, it's in my deck. Of course. Okay, I will. So if my opponent attacks Karn, do I care? Do I care to hold up a green? Yeah, I can do this. It doesn't really matter to have an extra X. Kozilek's Commando, I think. I think that's actually the answer. Tap the Eldrazi Temple. So I have Kozilek's Commando X2 available to target the Unholy Heat if my opponent uses Tami Yayo on it. We want to avoid getting Karn to 2 counters or less, as that would let it die to Unholy Heat version normal. Could just be keeping the Kozilek's Commando still. Not casting it seems pretty wise. I don't think I have a great reason to. Free Emrakul, 4 Karn, lol. 4 Mycospawn. It's a ramp deck, chat. I poured out all my Broodscale stuff in this matchup, actually. Just playing Karnod Prison. I think holding the Kozilek's Commando is better. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we're far away, but not that far away. I think I can afford to rumble. To play Emrakul next turn, get consigned and cry. If I don't grab Saga, I'll have Artifact Creature, Land, Sorcery, Instant, Eshamment. Artifact Creature, Land, Eshamment, Sorcery, Instant, 6. 7 mana already. 6 with the command in the graveyard. Holy shit, this is so cheap. So I could grab the Saga or just keep the Grove. It's kind of funny that even with a Rumble, we couldn't fit the Eugen's Lab. Take the Grove. I don't think that's funny at all. Maybe you have a different sense of humor than I do, I guess, but there's only 3 7+ drops in this deck. 7 cards to exile. Feels like Oppo is going for the Tamiyayo ultimate. Is it a -7 ability? It is. Holy shit. How come it is not -8? That's really unbalanced. What do you call a hat that Skura used to wear when he was little? Na skórek. Dojebanie powiedziałeś. Well, huge as it would be nice, but it is impossible, so I guess sometimes, you know, it would be nice to have Mox Emerald instead of Forest as well. But also, what's the matter? Kurwa, nie wiem. Konsanać wypierdolę. Not sure if spending the extra spawn is actually good. Because exiling the Heat and Jays actually does a little bit. Enjoying. What I choose? Just to draw, yeah. Oh, I'll keep both, and I'll just cast Emrakul twice if my opponent counters the first one. This lets me play the Needle as well. I tap Freelance. I play Emrakul the Promised End. Promised End and what? Okay, we took their turn. I have no maximum hand size, it's a little bit of an issue, but... Can we mill them, can we? Could Karn grab explosives? Why not make it uncounterable with Halfling? I guess I could have, yeah. But tapping 3 lands was more funny. Lol, we combo milling them? Well, I have a Karn. That's a bit harder than that. Grab EE on 1. Set it up and maybe fire it off, maybe not. We'll see. Ballista plus his combat. Kill your Karn, then combo as them. No to ciekawa opcja była, ale... E to protect from the Tamio, I think I'd be... Well, that was pretty cool actually. Hopefully we can just draw an Unholy Heat, kill Karn. So we'll draw... Rounding up. 13 cards. Sink into Stupor, that works. Villain can draw 13, which puts them at 12 cards. And then a single Emery could also fetch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 mana. Should be pretty good to just draw with Tamio. I want to fetch first so my land actually can fetch something, probably, but not super sure about that. No forest or island to search for, so this is the deck. I guess we can see that there is a grape shot there, 2 breaches, needle. They have 4 station? No, they did not. They did not find a station this game. No zajebisty deczek masz, fajnie. Dobra, jadymy. Co tu się dobrało? I did not draw any breaches. Ojojoj, dobra. Co teraz? I guess I can just manually mill myself. Pay free. Styknie na Essie. Return Karnot. Triple Emery is lethal. Yeah, but I have 2, so... Like... Quintuple Lightning Bolt is also lethal, right? So... Just I need to keep this one. Co się dzieje? Dobra, stakuję abilitkę. Jezu, ale się niewygodnie gra na siebie. You have to click things twice every time because you have to pass priority for both players, so it's a bit uncomfortable. So now they have no deck. And also they play Mishra's Bubble and draw in their draw step. And by draw step I mean unkeep. No GG, jebnąłem cię na S największy kolego. It's not good, I was small. No i to jest Ronsia. Też taka sobie, ale lepsza. Halfling, Study the Blade, Karn. Hello, Freezy Peasy. I keep. I put back Emrakul the Promised. I play Forest Halfling. Hall of Storm Giants, no nieźle. I think I'll play Karn and Saga on turn 3. In the meanwhile, we're going to deal 1 damage to my opponent. No i dupa, nic nie zaekwipujemy. I'm pitching Tefari. Interestingly. It seems not too bad to play Karn and grab a coating here. Play the Saga now because then I can coating construct. Sounds pretty good. Or you could choose the Stone Brain to look at my opponent's deck out of sheer curiosity, but maybe next turn we still have the option to do that. Also, Lightning Bolt doesn't exist, so no need to worry oneself about that. O to mnie pierdolną. Don't actually have anything too great to grab, like maybe the Stone Brain unironically will be my choice. Can postpone the decision by passing this turn. Seemed like Villain was possibly holding up a counter spell on turn 2, given that they didn't do anything when I played an uncounterable card, so let's progress with the previously established plan of making constructs. Gaia Reach Sanitarium reveals something about my opponent's deck. The Tefari with no white land, still kind of funny, but oh kurwa. Could tackle the Soul Guide. It's done its job. Hitting a land for Mycospawn. Good afternoon, Mr. Treville Half Exp. Yeah, discharge. Hello, is your internet better now? It was never my internet, it was always MTGO's. No more targets to fetch with Prismatic Vista. It was always the MTGO side of things, so my internet is not better, but Modo is better. Oh, do we know the format of Vegas PT? Only know that it's a Final Fantasy tournament, and that is it. Sorcery? No to ja drawuję tym. O, Emrakul. Curious. 4, 5, 10. I keep steerings and hit Eldrazi Temple, I can kick Mycospawn. If I keep Rumble, I'll make Emrakul cheaper. But mostly if I hit a Kozilek's Commando. Cheaper by 2, so it's cheaper by 7. Which puts it at 6. Which means that if I hit the Eldrazi Temple, I can just play Emrakul. And I guess I can... Yeah, well... But only if I hit Eldrazi Temple and Kozilek's Commando. There's no creature in my graveyard, right? No creature. If I put Mycospawn, then I have 5 types, Rumble 6 types. So if I discard Mycospawn, I need to hit only a regular land with my Rumble to cast Emrakul if my counting is not off. Also, Obi-Wan epizod 3, dzięki za suberka, mordeczko. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No 5 mana by kosztował kurwa ten Emrakul, to jest taki taniutki. Pogrzane. Muzyka jakby z 2 źródeł leciała. What about now? Let's go for the Emrakul maxing line. Rumble is free from Emrakul. Thank you. You can finally unsub now. We finally introduced that option. So many lots, damn. We have the Kozilek's Commando and the Eldrazi Temple, so I'm giga casting this Emrakul. Got Solitude in their deck. Chat, would you think they play Solitude upon seeing those? Seven plus 5 equals 13, 12. I don't think so. Solitude in response. Really? Wouldn't you want to exile the Emrakul maybe? I mean, it would be rough if you leave the constructs in play, but... Okay. Wrath of the Skies. They actually splash red. How many types they have? I had 8 types in my graveyard. This deck can get all of the types besides battle into the graveyard. Kindred. I guess missing tribal as well, but besides that we have all the types. Kindred, Planeswalker, Creature, Sorcery, Instant, Hammond, which I guess the regular Eldrazi deck does as well. It has the same spread of types with Karn now. Does it still sound weird or not? I don't know. On my end it seems okay. Let's bring in Wheel of Summer. Perhaps Vexing Bauble. Seems like Haywire Mite is not so good. Is the lag gone? Does my title say that the lag is gone? I guess the question marks threw you off. It is. The Soul Guide is probably not so good actually either. Vexing Bauble can stop Solitude, it's definitely worthwhile. Card 1 Stirrings. Maybe could cut 1 Karn. Or 1 Saga against a Wrath of the Skies deck. Keep, I guess. Put back Emrakul, just I'll draw one. For the game, hopefully. Oh, kurka, Tamiko. See, I drew Emrakul instantly. Don't want to draw Emrakul. I think I do want to attempt to Violate the Stamia with Kozilek's commando. Whoa, I surveil? Crazy. Maybe villainous consign. Could wait for the veil. Like they're not even cracking the clue. But it's so slow to play that way. Karn. Do I care for a Karn? With a veil? I think not. I think a Mycospawn would be way better. Kurwa, no chłop co tu se wybiera jaką kartę chce z deka dobrać, nie? Just chooses. You just get to say the name of the card and say, yeah, I'll just draw the best card. Should ask for $1 million. I'll try that next time. Do I want to draw Karn the Great Creator? No, I would prefer a $1 bajillion instead. Well resolved. We put Karn enchantment artifact into the graveyard. 7 card types, so Emrakul costs 6 mana. That's crazy. Do you guys think Mycospawn needs a ban? We don't think that. How did the mocks go? I went 5th out of 8 players. I considered a game I won. And overall I had a great time. I'll get the Mycospawn now. Harass my opponent a little bit, force the consign. No nie. No trudno. Chłop energii dostał. No consign, okay. Let's get Cavern. Galfang Discharge seems like a great card. Emrakul is currently 5 mana. So now I'll cast it. Turn 5, 5 mana Emrakul. Dawaj turkę. No, świetna ręka. Bro, I can't even mess it up. I mean, I also don't really need to. Just using the guy reach. I mean, I can discard top card. Can they punish me? Can make their hand worse, but pretty hard to make it better. Alright, I can discard a counter spell. And Boseiju. And I can cast Galvanic Discharge. Pay 1 energy. Gives them more energy, but wait, actually turn of auto yields, so beat 16s, they dive, I shock, sure. So it's a bit awkward because it lets my opponent cast a Solitude, but if they top deck one, but it's good. Supreme Verdict. I think I would win against a Supreme Verdict. No shock, untap, lethal tobak. Emrakul is such a sick card. Well said. Sick in the head. I will Stir first. Right? Seems like I'm more often limited on green mana. If I grab a Broodscale, I'll get it. If I get an Eldrazi Temple, I can just speed towards Emrakul with Koi Command in hand. Saga. I think I'll take the Temple. Dawaj Ragavančika. No Ragavan? Crazy. Blood Crypt Steam Vents. Shock Pass, Shock Pass. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. One off from casting Emrakul next turn if I Temple. Unless if I draw Prismatic Vista. Or Eldrazi Temple. Is that right? Seems right. When Steam Vents Blood Crypt, what does that mean? It means Orcish Bowmeister. Sure. So they can shoot a Scion spawn, so I guess I'll just be exiling the Bowmaster over making spawns. Whoa, it's draw first and exile? That's sad. Stubborn Denial does make sense in their hand. Broodscale, Fetch, Soul Guide, Snake Eater. I think Soul Guide goes to my graveyard, although it is an artifact for Emrakul. Rather to the bottom, but I'll grab both of those. Kozilek's command should draw you X, should always scry one, but draw you X cards. I think that's how it actually should have been designed. Don't really care if Karn gets countered. I'll grab Ballista. I might use another Bowmeister to kill my Karn. But that just adds a type for my Emrakul. Skip this song too. Chat, this is actually bitching about the music, so I have to time it out for 10 minutes. No hard feelings though. Come back when you thought about your behavior for a bit. I guess this is not music, so I'll skip it. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I could play 0 cost Ballista and Emrakul. This deck seems fairly successful at casting Emrakul early. So far I wasn't very successful at brood scaling early, but also I play against interactive matchup and not matchups that required me to race. Except for Breach, but here it's a little bit bad. To try to combo off with a combo that can get stopped by a creature removal spell. I think a valuable lesson from that could be that perhaps the Eugen's Labyrinth stuff doesn't seem so... O kurwa. Chłopie. No nie. Co za typ. Lądzik. Well. Triple bot. Tylko za 3 walą flamesy. A to luzik jak za 3 walą, ale no niestety za 5. Trzaskają. Holy shit. So seems like I'll just die. Fair. Triple bolt into double flames. Was not what I expected to see. So my immediate inclination is to add all of the life gain to my deck. It's probably a leyline binding deck, so the mites are pretty okay and claims are pretty okay. Can also stop the leyline to dispatch their Shrine of Draco, which can otherwise be a slight issue. Seems like a bad Karn matchup. What if I trim 2 Karnors? Prague was nice. I felt a little bit awkward though, a little bit ill, and I was kind of glad to not make day 2 so I can travel home and then rest for the entirety of Sunday immediately. How would you rate my food choice in restaurants from 1 to 10? Not 10. I did go to a restaurant where I ordered a dish called Grilled Chicken Supreme. Let me tell you, it wasn't. The name was misleading. It was very, very non-supreme. Maybe just grab more lands over the halfling. Was it not chicken? No, it was chicken, just not supreme. Or rather, it did not. If we took for supreme to mean tastes good, this one did not. O nie, moja saga została wykurwiona. Do I eat what I dislike? Well, I ate it. I ate it up. If I ordered it... Well, I guess I left half of it on the plate, so that's not even true. I have 6 types in my graveyard already, chat. This is 7 mana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can almost cast it. If I grab... Well, this can exile a card from my graveyard, so it's way more expensive. If I grab Eldrazi Temple and play Boseiju, use the Broodscale, I just summon Emrakul next turn. But I don't if they exile the Kozilek's Commando or Urza Saga. Could also grab Mycospawn, which requires me to sacrifice my Eldrazi spawn token. I could just take Mycospawn and not use it this turn. Not cast it this turn. It doesn't really seem important to grab my opponent's land though. Kill my opponent's land. So I could summon it right now, get a temple. Then all I have is temple, forest, 5, 6. That's not Emrakul mana. So do this. Maybe they just want to loot instead. A sorcery speed activation wasn't the best either. And of course there's a chance that opponent has Consigned to Memory in their hand, which would solve my Emrakul, but... Dawaj lutuj, no, discard draw, wypierdol se tam fetcha, dobierz jakieś gówno. And now I count. Okay, I counted. I take 5. This puts Artifact in my graveyard, makes Emrakul cost 6. Maybe the regular Eldrazi deck could play Steerings as well, and then... Like, does Utopia Sprawl actually make you faster than Steerings? Doesn't sound like clearly a true thing. Sprawl jest Halflingu. No to coś tam by sobie dodał jakoś z tego. Czajmy, nie? I mean, it's not the best Emrakul ever, but I guess the 13/13 is pretty good. Could attack to loot away the Scion, I just take 5 damage to do so. I don't know if I care. Like, the Scion is actually pretty bad, right? My next turn is Mite free Emrakul. Stramster board. But still, it would kind of make sense to play Ancient Steerings in the Eldrazi deck. Maybe. Doesn't sound so outlandish not to. Or rather, to play it. I think I will not attack. I'm fine with my opponent. O Jezu, jak się na to stopować? Zielona. Biała. Czerwona. Zielona. Bro, I held control. Did you not hold priority for me? No nie, no kurwa, naprawdę? I was holding control the entire time. Super, kurwa, super. Does that change my decision as to whether I loot the Scion? I think not. Well played, thanks. Take an extra turn for the opponent and play it reasonably well. Set up for the next one. Why not? No, feczyka se tam zrzuci jeszcze, fajnie. Oj. Now they all have trample. Yeah, I get a second chance at redemption. This time we'll manage to mess them up. Alright, can we get there this time? Alright, I'm holding control. I'm pressing ley line of the Guild Pact. And I tap for black, green. I guess there's a ley line in place, so I can tap any way I want. Green and green. Go to full egg. Yes! Because I did not actually hold control the first time around. Jump with the Broodscale maybe. It's probably unnecessary. 7 life. I use my cloud to get the lag fixed. No, they just fixed it because literally everyone was unhappy about the state of things and slightly mad about the game being unplayable instead of being playable. O, Wertering. No co poradzisz, nic nie zrobisz. So I'm saying it was Twitch chat's cloud? Yeah. Yeah, I am saying that. In fact, because it's true. Whenever I face a territorial Kavu, I am terrified. Creature is so strong. 5 points of power for 2 mana, it's insane. Maybe I should use Veil over Karn in this matchup. Karn seems really bad. Like, on the draw, I can't really imagine Karn doing anything. Veil can protect Kozilek's command at least. I guess Karn does something. By milling over a Karn, you decrease your Emrakul's cost, so that's not nothing. EE, well, perhaps. E on 12 for Sign of Draco. There's actually only 5 colors of mana and magic, so you cannot do that. Do I mind if my opponent Werthers me? Not necessarily. Play a Broodscale if you want to kill it, bro, I don't care. I might try domesticating Kavus to be pets. This is a fictional animal, what do you mean? Animal, being, creature? Scion of Draco. Alright. Construct doesn't do anything against Scion. Rambling seems better. Or Broodscale. So I can pretend to combo next turn. Or grab mites, take a hit, mite this, kill this. I'm not sure Saga is all that good in this deck. They did not play a threat on turn 2, they just played a Scion with mana up. Didn't counter the Rumble with stab, so I'm guessing consign. Saga is last resort in this deck. You only do that if you don't have anything else to do. Yeah, I think if that's the case, then it's pretty bad. And I guess I felt about Saga the same way in Nadulets for the most part. Although the combo piece tutoring was a bit better in Nadulets, you could play turn 1 Saga, turn 3 Nadu and win this way. So if they have consign, then I think Might is the best option. I'm playing Gemstone, I guess. Are we comparing Nadu to these people? Kurwa, nie wiem co jest pipo, ale pierdolni się w łeb, Johnstar, zanim coś napiszesz następnym razem. Oj, no that was another option. Oj, where there? Could claim the binding, get a halfling, have more mana. Could Kozilek's command X2, make 2 spawns. Then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 11, 13. So I can Emrakul next turn. The fact I did not Tor earlier does signal consign, so the halfling would actually be valuable. But I get Kozilek's commando consigned as well. So I guess I'll commando now and we'll see. Next spawns Duro. Not interested in neither of those two. O, Emrakul, ja pierdzielę, ale się przyzywa tego istotę łatwo. No czuba. So I could take a hit from Szcion, then kill Binding, make Construct. No! Rest in peace. That's an exotic piece of technology, yet how very successful. No nie, teraz będę Emrakule co drostę dobierać. Niedobrze. I'll make a construct, then next turn I'll get a Mite, which will not even give me 2 points of life. Kill Leyline, claim Shion. That's my game plan now. I'll be at 8 life. How far are we from Emrakul? We kill Reap. I think fairly far. But let's make sure. Instant. Land as Hammond. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Pretty far away. Might is artifact plus creature. Yeah, but that also costs mana, so it's not really. Can die to lightning bolt, but I think we'll employ the control plan. No, a Bloodchief. Opponent actually playing a burn deck. And a very vicious and brutal at that. I like Guvno. Looking for green mana. Not present. Maybe I keep still, like Rumble and Kozilek's command. This and summons a turn 4 Emrakul. How insane is that? Maybe I'll just put out a halfling. I don't need green. Checkmate. No breach. I've breach. It's not that fun for me. I mostly get anxious about the fact that I only get one win con in my deck, and if it gets exiled, I can't win. And it just takes away from the pleasure of playing so much. And it's also allegedly good, but I don't feel like it's that good to prompt me to never play anything else. I would play a turn 1 Saga if I had a green source or a Broodscale, but as I have neither, it doesn't seem like it's actually important. What are my volatile storm drakes? I think every person ever who has played storm drakes reported that storm drakes sucked for them. Dom also said that seals would have been better for him. But one issue with storm drake is that it actually runs, like, it can get interacted with by the consigns, which you're kind of explicitly avoiding. Kind of try to bank on people into boarding into those bad consigns that don't do really anything. That was an issue. Let's take the blade, so that if I draw the Broodscale, I can not combo off, but I can stare at it. It gains points from good pilots and versus not very familiar with the deck players compared to a deck like Boros. What, breach? Or are we talking about volatile Stormdrake? Sure does, but like it sure gains points. But it still makes me nervous to play it. No, na samym turze to będzie pierdolnięcie już od strony przeciwnika. But what can I do about it? I guess I'll just cast Kozilek's Commando and hope it is not Emrakul that they summon. That they just have Devourers. We do have one Devourer, they revealed one. So if their hand is Devourer land, then it's good. Anyone in the chat driving their Chrysalis while watching? Karnold! No siedzi Karnold. Coating on my temple and my unkeep seems rough to beat. Stone Brian on Emrakul. I mean, I'll just look for Broodscale then. Should I respond with a Kozilek's command right now? What if they name Kozilek's command? I think I should cast it. I have no idea what they're naming actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I can cast Emrakul next turn. They don't name Emrakul, and I can just find Broodscale if they do. I get to look at like 5 cards for the Broodscale. I'll cycle Emrakul. Broodscale with Karn on board. No to może być problem akurat, ale co poradzisz? Oh, Broodscale with Karn on board. Get the Mycospawn. Mycospawn on Utopia Sprawl seems pretty meaningful if I just kill all of my opponent's mana. They named Blade of the Bloodchief with Karn in play. So just get to Emrakul them, right? I can even get the blades back with my own Karn, that's so funny. So is casting Emrakul the best choice? Well, I think so. I would think it is. Targets, cool. We need -2s and doesn't grab anything, right? Okay, Stone Brain, I can grab these exiled ones. Can look at their sideboard. Ooh, I can. I am not supposed to. Is it? Raz, dwa, trzy, cztery, pięć, sześć, siedem? What's this? Like, whose sideboard is it? Because this is more than 15 cards. This is not. Is this like their side? Like a Standing Bridge? That's not in my deck. It's our sideboard now, yeah. Our sideboard. Buenas conceded. I would grab nothing, then play Worldbreaker, kill the Utopia Sprawled land, search for nothing, attack with Chrysalis into Emrakul, and I should win. But our sideboard is a funny thing. Alright, this matchup looks like a matchup where the combo is valuable, even though Karn is an issue. I can still mulligan for hands that are fast and nimble. Soul Guide looks bad. Am I ever searching with Karn for the blade? Probably not, so I'll add the 4 blade to have faster hands. Can play Mite and Needle, not really. Claims for sprawls, that sounds like it doesn't really matter. I guess maybe a bit. There is also the talisman, so I can hit their mana sometimes. Halfling Smooth. That's interesting, because it does make you faster, but also maybe not in a way that is good. Alright, let's try your recommendation. Is there any hope for rhinos in the meta? It's probably not that bad. People played rhinos a month ago for a week and they just stopped. Every deck running for Consign to Memory, which works as a full counterspell against a Cascade card as well. This may be a bit of an issue. Well, I'll keep. Could mulligan, but I already have the blade. I can still find a Broodscale. So I can go Halfling, still find Broodscale, then turn 3 win, so I think that's good enough to keep. Przyzywam pociesznego, ucieszonego karzełka. Opponent chose Eugene's Labyrinth. Wise choice. I steer. I find Basking Broodscale. Give you life point? Does that matter? Does fetching matter? I fetch a forest. They kill my Broodscale. I fetch forest and Kozilek's command, I guess, technically. I summon Basking Broodscale. Halfling looks very much not bad this game. Speeding me up. Rumble and Blade and go off when they're tapped out. Well, I revealed the Broodscale, so they would know it. They would not tap out. So I think now there is a chance they'll tap out. But your line would also be worse against Carnal, which I also thought about briefly. No to chuj, miałeś rację, kurwa, no miałem. 5 mana. Make spawn. Do I want to make spawn or draw? So I exile the spawn. This. I think I prefer more mana, but I think more mana is good. Makes it easier to play. Kill Karn, the next turn I... Wait, the Needle Broodscale. That's good for me, so I don't even need to kill the Needle. Stone Brain, no! Halfling farming them. Halfling, incredible this game. I'm so glad I drew it. Maybe there's no time to cast Stirrings. It would be excellent to draw Mycospawn. Emrakul is good. Kanister is back. Back to what? It never left. Actually, I guess I wasn't streaming for the past 2 weeks all that much, so... Arguably I did leave, but... 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Rumbling, screaming, rumbling. Coming for you. Well, Karn makes my Emrakul cheaper. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, 10, 11. Not enough to cast this turn anyway, so maybe I'll need 2 Emrakuls, but unlikely. Did I talk about the new KCI yet? No, I did think about it a little bit. It prompted me to look up Tsivka's X deck from 12, 13 years ago. And I wasn't playing back then, really, just yet, so I did not realize that his deck did not run Mox Opal. Oh yeah, they could get Borg, that would be troublesome. So that's kind of crazy that the X deck didn't even bother playing. Do you have to take a card? You may. Guess make the Emrakul cheaper. That's not necessarily great. Discarding K command. That seems like they can cast it next turn. Is there a creature in the graveyard? No, there isn't. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I guess I don't attack. So they can cast Emrakul unless they draw a Temple or Labyrinth. And if they don't cast Emrakul, I attack them for 13. Promising. O ja pierdolę, mulligan. I think I can keep this. Play Mitek. Welcome, Raiders. Whoa, I took the Kozilek's Commando, not the Rumble. Swamp? Swamp Inquisition? It probably means Necro. Oh, Urka. This is mono weak cards. Let's take the blade out of those. Giving them a life gives them a card. Not with the Mite in play. We've got that covered. O nie, Doughty Doughty. Elmire. I see. Soul Spike my Mite. No! You don't even get the chance to gain 2 life because of Doughty Doughty. How many cards do you draw in this spot, chat? Is it 18? 10? 13? Why 13? Bro just drew 7. Spiked. I think my goal should be to Emrakul my opponent. Putting an enchantment into my graveyard should help. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Maybe I should draw, make spawns. Because if I Emrakul, I can just draw kill with Necro. You can also play the blade so that it's not on the battlefield. It's on my hand for discard spells. So now I have 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. So if I draw Emrakul, it works. I can cast it, provided that I use Soul Guide, exile opponent's graveyard, put an artifact into my graveyard. Which sounds good. And they'll just draw up until they have 10,000 and then they just discard all of the cards. Necro decks are kind of weird because you draw all of those cards, but what is your goal? What are you achieving by drawing 4 at this end step? Like discarding down to 5 again? So I still have 5 cards. They're pretty good, but like if it's not shouldered into spike you many times. Like spike me here, sure bro, like cool. Big frog makes sense. What was that emote? Yeah, big frog fast. We have to add big frog back. Get Vexing Bauble. Oh, I had the Mite available. That doesn't even seem good. Oh kurwa. Triggering my blade. Yeah, frog. Frog is action, frog is power, flies. You draw those cards, you spike your opponent once to gain 4, discard the rest. That's not too bad. Can still cast Emrakul when drawn because I'll have 8 card types in the graveyard. Point can't soul spike anymore. Not that it does much. O kurka, rurka, nie. I cannot Emrakul anymore. In fact, I am fairly far away from doing that. Necro Dominance. Now they drew 10. You have Bowmasters in your deck for my spawn too. Can I have 6 really or not? Time to lose to Bogart. No, I'll cycle Soul Guide, draw Rumble, mill over, Kozilek's command, Saga, grab Emrakul. Is good. See? Well, they draw 10 this time. They feel the pressure. I want to Rumble, head Eldrazi Temple. No i tu jest Emrakulek, ale niestety can't take it. I'll grab the Saga. Maybe I should get another Saga. How much do I have? 2, 3, 4, 5. Skipping Eldrazi with Necro. I don't think I ever played with this deck, but it has to be giga unsatisfying. No yeah! Emperor of Bones, my Emrakul, no! Opponent. Oh no. What are you doing to me? Well, that's action, I guess. You draw all of those cards, you find the Emperor of Bones, and you reanimate your opponent's Emrakul to deal 16 damage alongside your Bogart Troller. That's a very sound plan. Very solid. Does Emrakul not shuffle? Not shuffle what? Promised End? It doesn't. Only the original Eldrazi shuffle. The Rise of the Eldrazi ones. Need to board out. Shuffling was too much for the new ones. Shuffling was intended as a nerf, but it was actually viewed as a buff. So they had to nerf them. True story. I think Halfling looks not so great. Nie kurwa, nie szukam samochodu w leasingu w dobrej cenie, no po co? Bocie. I wanna play Ask at this. Yeah. If Emrakul the Promised Land would shuffle itself back, would shuffle your graveyard back, it would actually be significantly worse. Because it always has been played alongside self-mill, so it would just, every time you flip an Emrakul over, you would screw yourself. I think the amount of times I comboed with Broodscale this league is 0. By the way. Underground mortuary. Curious if they actually run green cards or just when they survey land in their monocolor deck. Maybe Blade. Is Blade really the best here? Maybe Vexing Bauble. It's really hard for them to beat in general. Let's take the Vexing Bauble. It is an ultimate version with Karn, yes. Okay, Overgrown Tomb suggests green cards. Imperator Kości. No nie! Last Necro deck that did well in Challenge had DK and Ritual. What's DK? Donkey Kong, the leader of the group, you know him well. He shoots you, it's gonna hurt. How do we do this? Probably stir and find an Eldrazi Temple, that would be the wisest. Fail. Epic fail. Not sure fully, but I cut off Necro as a good play right now. Ritual, you mean the Culling ritual? Destroy everything, gain that much mana? No ty kurwo, nie? Jak to wkurwia ten jebany Bogart Troller. Śmieć. Zostaw mój grób. Sobą się zajmij. Typie. Kurna. Eldrazi Temple? Or Urza Saga with the Broodscale in hand? Let's get the Urza Saga. It's like Eldrazi Temple. No attack. Kill your land. Oh no, we've got a floater. Streamer, hello, can you help understand the juice of 6? Oh no, wait, they waited for me to get the land and then they use it? So let's pretend I just did it correctly, so that's why I didn't cycle. No dobra. 6 alongside Seal of Removal is your sideboard plan against the Frog Oculus blue-black deck. So that you can tackle Harbinger of the Seas while also tackling their regular threats. That is the purpose of the card. It's the best mid-tier threat I have found. 6 is nice because it also actually makes you hit your normal game plan. If you just play a 6 and it's unopposed, instead of being like Hexdrinker or like some other crap creature, 6 just kind of finds you your cards and you will Titan your opponent if you attack with it twice, because you'll find your Titan, so that's why it's good. It adds to the plan without detracting, which is what many cards fail to do. They pitch their hand. Oh no, I can't even make them waste a push because protection from instants. That said, they probably don't have any good draws, so yep. Gemstone Caverns in. Have the Broodscale cards done anything in any game? Well, besides possibly making the opponent's sideboard differently in an instance or two, no. But I don't know, is the normal Eldrazi deck this fast at summoning Emrakul? Because it kinda should be, right? It has all the tools and actually even more. It's pretty insane how fast it is. They also have Talisman of Impulse, they don't have Steerings. So maybe Steerings for Emrakul. I guess some few games I just had the Saga die for Emrakul mana, which was nice. Is the Utopia Sprawl actually any good? WR Forest, Month of Utopia. Chat, anyone? Is Utopia Sprawl actually a good card in the Eldrazi deck? I have liked it in the Eldrazi deck, yes. So it is nice to have 1 mana ramp for sure. What is maybe not nice is Feast Harbinger. The Feast Harbinger is nice. Wait, does it? Because your cards... Okay, it names red and then you can cast Kozilek's Commando. Turn 2 4 mana more consistent. Maybe the Eldrazi deck should play Footnote Seer. That's a 4 mana card to use the turn 2 4 mana card often. Alright, maybe the Eldrazi deck can play some kind of a seal card to have an enchantment that goes to the graveyard. How about that, huh? Karn is better than Footnote Seer? Yeah, but it doesn't. You don't have 4 mana for that. You have half the time. Okay, let me play Mite. Or Fail Push. Well, if they don't have Fail Push, then... Also, they revealed a Meathook Massacre into their graveyard. That's so funny. March, so they probably are gonna Necro. Which is fine. Or is it? If they pay 22 life, they'll have 25 cards. Karn is certainly hit or miss. I do like that it's a Planeswalker for Emrakul, so it helps with Emrakul maxing. Wop, Dobra, 5 cards. Wallbreaker is pretty good in Eldrazi, I agree. So easy to get to turn 3 as well. Opponent discarded Fotzi, Sorin of House Markov, and Overgrown Tumba. I like that Karn helps versus the Breach matchup. I would say Karn is even like a specific hate bear for the Breach matchup. So kind of no shit, brother, but yeah, it is fine that you like that. Like, it makes sense that you like that, I guess. That's perfectly sensible. Maybe you can just play Hateful Sideboards instead. No, it doesn't work. Need game 1 equity. Previous song with words like Midaleka. Your guess as good as mine. But it might have been Young Laosha. Something. Midaleka. O ty kurwa, no zostaw mój grób. Karn for Needle, place around second Necro. Needle what? Needle Necro? Doesn't work as well as you'd like to. How many blades? A few. 2 blades in the deck right now. Jak jesteś Patrick Bateman, daj mi pęgę, no. To jest mądrze powiedziane. We get to Emrakul. Powiem dice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Also, the challenge match has started, so soon we're gonna double queue. The blade. That works as well. Studying the blade with Vexing Bauble. My hand seems excellent. I think I'll just play the Western one. Good choice. It would be nice if you could, while playing a monocolor deck, you could just swap the off-color fetches for on-color, just mono-black fetches. Would just look better aesthetically to have that option. Would really go a long way. If I bin, well, even if I don't bin, I get to a Chulus. So I can just play Chulus, they don't have 2 mana removal that kills it. O ty skurwysynie, no! Oto mnie masz. It's good, this will fill the graveyard easily soon. Can also win. If I get lucky, of course. Nope. Never ever lucky in this game. You can manifest Gravecrawler into my graveyard now. Or a Marionette Apprentice into play, sure, why not? How is my other game going? Hulo? Hulo, Barczek. Hulo as well. Yeah, Kozilek's command, clicking it, challenging. Also, opponents said GG and is not scooping, which is also a little bit rough. Pick what? No a potem się coś znajdzie. Eventually we hit Karn. Show me a concede. Okay, opponent concede. For one with Broodscale from the future actually comboed once during the last turn of the game.